everyone, and welcome to today's run. So today we're going to be doing a little bit of a GPS test on a couple of watches. So currently I'm sporting 4 watches on my wrists here, and we're going to be seeing what sort of results they give us in terms of distance and pace over this run today. So the watches in question are, on my right wrist we have the Fenix 7X Solar Sapphire, and then we have below that the Suunto 9 Peak Pro, and then on this side here we have a Garmin Fenix 6, and then we have below that the Garmin Fenix 645 Music. So that is a 4-runner, and out of all 4 of the watches here, that is the oldest model that I have on my wrist. So in theory, with these watches on my right, these should be the most accurate of the 4. But I've noticed a few things over the last couple of weeks of testing that I thought we would, finalise today. So I've got a route today which is planned out at about 23.7 kilometres, I do believe, or thereabouts. So that is going to be sort of what we're aiming for in terms of total distance for the runs on the watches today. And it'll also be interesting to see what paces we're hitting as well. I mean, I'm trying to take it pretty easy, and yeah, mixture of trail and road, and obviously under the trees at the moment, but a lot of the road sections are clear. So yeah, the trees will cause a little bit of an issue, hopefully, to the GPS, and we can properly test that as we go today. But yeah, settings on the watches all pretty much identical. These 2 older models here on the left, they're both using GPS and GLONASS, and they have every second reporting turned on. And these ones here on the right, they are using all GPS systems because they don't actually have an option to go between specific ones. You can't pick just GPS and GLONASS, so they're using all of them, including Galileo and things like that. So basically it's a pretty blow for blow test, hopefully, but as you can tell, it's not going to be truly scientific. I just thought it'd be interesting to compare these watches. So without further ado, it's enough blabbering, I'll shut my mouth and let's have some fun. Here we go. Okay, so all 4 watches now have alerted me to say they've gone through 10k, so we'll have a little check in and see how they're doing. So out in front at the moment is the Fenix 7X, and we have 10.34 kilometers currently passed on that. And then we have on the Suunto 9 Peak Pro 10.14. Over on the Garmin 645 we have 10.35. And on the Fenix 6 we have 10.15. So a bit of a mix of distances there so far, just over the 10k mark, with the Garmin 645 and the Fenix 7X being a bit out in front. So it'll be interesting to see how close they are to that 23k when it gets to the end. We'll carry on, we're just under halfway. Woo! All right, so 20k check-in, and so far out ahead, still holding on to the lead, is the Garmin Fenix 7 with 20.64 kilometers showing on the watch so far. That's followed by the Forerunner 645 with 20.43. Next up we have the Suunto Peak Pro 9 at 20.23, and then behind is the Fenix 6 with 20.18. So we should have roughly around about 3 kilometers to go. So next time I'll see you at the end and we'll have a look what the watches have all got in total. Okay, here we go, end of course. Bang. Right, stop the watches. Stop, 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 and stop. There we go. Whew. Good run that, really good. Absolutely knackered now though. But yeah, really good run. So what we all come here to look at is the stats on these watches. So we'll start off with the Fenix 6. Fenix 6 is on this wrist. So we've got a pace of 5:48, and we have a distance of, drum roll, 24.32 kilometers. So slightly over the 23.7 for the course distance, but that's okay, not too bad. Then moving on to the Garmin Forerunner 645, we have a pace of 5:39, and then the distance is 24.91, so slightly further there than the Fenix 6. Then moving over onto my right wrist, so these are the newer watches, and we'll start off with the Suunto. So the Suunto has come in at 24.52 kilometers, so just in between the 645 and the Fenix 6, and that had a pace of, is it going to show me a pace? Is it going to show me any pace? No pace on the end screen, so I'll put the details up here on the screen anyway. So the Fenix 7 has got a pace of 5:39 per kilometre and a total distance of 24.96. So that was the longest distance recorded out of all 4 watches. But in terms of closeness to the actual overall distance, the one that came out on top actually was the Fenix 6. I mean, they're all over the distance of the course, but you know, it's not a scientific test, and marked distances on trails aren't always accurate and stuff, so yeah, you've got to take it all with a pinch of salt. Okay, so as I'm editing the video here, I just thought I'd drop in and mention a few things that I forgot to mention at the time. Obviously all the watches recorded further than the actual distance of the course. I'll put this down to the fact that I was doing a lot of flybys on the day, and I forgot to mention that at the end of the run. So obviously I was doing a lot of running backwards and forwards, you know, in front of the camera and stuff, so that added a bit of distance. So can't knock the watches for that. They were all going to be over the course distance anyway. So I just wanted to say that. And one other thing I wanted to mention, over the previous weeks of testing the watches, the Suunto 9 Peak Pro had actually been a lot closer to the distances on my Garmin Fenix 7X and also the Forerunner 645, and it did in most cases leave the Fenix 6 absolutely in the dust. I mean, on the day-to-day they came in pretty similar, so the Suunto and the Fenix 6 were pretty close, but in previous dates that I've tested the watches, they've been closer to the other one. So basically all 3 of those watches had left the Fenix 6 quite far behind. So in my opinion, those 3 are a lot more accurate than the Fenix 6. As I say in a second, you'll see my opinions on the Fenix 6, but I just wanted to say the Suunto, on the day that I tested it here, had a bad day in the office, and I mean all watches do, but in my opinion the Fenix 6 has too many bad days in the office, and if I was its boss, I'd be giving it the sack. And that is the reason why I'm now using this. But we'll get back onto that in a second. So back to the video. But hopefully that gives you a rough idea of how all these watches performed. I mean, historically, the Fenix 6 here has been absolutely useless, and that is the main reason that I've upgraded to the Fenix 7. So hopefully this will be more accurate going forward. I have noticed in the past on a lot of my runs that this Fenix 6 has been, well, in my opinion, massively under-reporting distance. And over the last couple of weeks when I've been testing it against, you know, each of these watches at a time, it has been a lot shorter than I had expected it to be. So yeah, you've got to take all these tests with a pinch of salt. Lastly, before I go, I just want to do a massive shout out to Mark, Running with Mark, for sending over this Suunto. He works for Suunto out in Finland, and he was kind enough to send me this 9 Peak Pro to test. So thank you very much, Mark, for sending that over. And yeah, really been enjoying using this watch over the last couple of weeks. So that's it for now, guys. If you like what you've seen today, please press the like button, and if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing for more running videos like this. So that's it. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in another video. Peace.